What up, guys? Beer Bros Podcast. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and share if you don't have anything better going on. Let's just jump right into this. Before we get really started, I want to shout out Keith Dunlap, Marvin's brother. He has started the Circle One disc golf brand. He has gotten hats done, and I want to say he's going to put dry fit shirts out. If you have any questions and you would like to purchase anything, please just hit us up in the comments. Hit me up on Messenger. Figure it out how to get a hold of me, and I will see what he has exactly in stock. I know he has this color. It's a gray and red hat with a black, yellow, and red logo, and it's embroidered. And then he has a black hat with a white and gray logo, and then he has a white hat with a gray and black logo. I believe that's what it is. But nonetheless, he's living on his brother's dream of starting a disc golf branding deal, which I'll be honest, I hadn't thought about it until the other day. I bought a couple hats, but how has no one thought of Circle One? Like, Circle One is a big thing in disc golf.
Yeah, circle. If y'all don't know what Circle One is, that's 30 feet from the basket.
Yeah, there's legitimately a circle, whether it's flagged out, spray painted, however it's done. Typically, usually during tournaments, maybe not just practice rounds, but tournaments, they'll make a circle 30-foot radius around the basket, and it's technically called Circle One.
Yes. And there's certain rules that happen when you get into Circle One. Like, you can't jump putt, foot fault, stuff like the simple stuff like that.
There's rules to it. So for no one to think about Circle One throughout the 20 some odd years that disc golf's been popular.
Also, disc golf recently became like national popularity.
But people have, like, Macbeth and all these fools have been playing for a very long time.
But their brands are themselves, basically. Besides Sexton is his last name.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a little bit of surprising when I really sat down and I thought about Circle One brand or disc golf, and then I thought no one's done it yet. Yeah. Like, not a single person in all of disc golf. Like Storm. Storm went with Storm. And nothing to knock Storm. That's a cool branding deal. But Circle One. Like, Circle One is where you want to be every single time you throw a disc, pretty much. So, nonetheless, don't want to get too sidetracked, but I just thought I'd point that out. I don't care what anyone says. He is not a sponsor. He did not ask me to do this. I'm doing this just because, for one, I love the Dunlaps. They're my family now. They'll forever be my family now. And when he literally sent me this the other day and was like, hey, I got the hats, and I was like, I'm copying at least one. I showed my brother. He said he wanted one. I copped two. I'm ready to get shirts. I mean, it's a cool thing that's going on. So just like I said, you guys want something to support their family, their brand, whatever it is you're looking at. Maybe you haven't gotten any disc golf apparel. This is a good place to start. I'll say that much.
It fits pretty good. I've been wearing it out. It's pretty good. I like the trucker net part of it, so.
Yeah, I think that's like a good, like, breathable, just, it's cool. So I'm excited. I'll be wearing this. Next weekend, we will be in Dalhart, Texas. I mean, I am so stoked for this tournament. It is his second tournament. This would technically be my third sanctioned. This would be my fifth tournament overall. Let's just... I want to just get... You're a week away. And a lot of people won't know this. I don't think many people know this, if anybody knows this. But he's a left-hander flicker. And if you play disc golf, that means you sidearm it, forearm, whatever you want to call it. He flicks with his left really, really well. But you would probably admit that it's not comfortable over so many throws, right?
Oh, no. Odessa, I threw shit, I don't know how many freaking flicks I threw.
Well, we played 3 rounds.
So I threw at least 18 to 36.
Well, 24.
Oh, yeah, 24, 48, 72 at least flicks.
From the drive.
From the tee.
And then who knows if you had to flick again.
So, yeah, it's just, I flicked probably over.
Probably 100 times.
Like over 100 probably.
100 times in 2 days. Technically a day. If you count, we started in the morning and then you finished the next morning.
So yeah, about that many flicks, and my arm second day I couldn't feel it. First couple holes I was throwing like 100, 200, maybe 150 maybe at the most. I was throwing feet. I couldn't get nothing. My arm was dead. Now backhand, I could backhand for all day.
Okay, so that's the transition there. Okay, so he's been doing this. Let's just say his entire short-lived disc golf career. Okay, he learned how to flick early, and since then he's flicked nonstop since then.
Yeah, I was a damn good flicker. I knew how my disc was gonna fly most of the time, and then I realized it was uncomfortable for my body, and I didn't like it.
So with that being said, he's what you would consider ambidextrous. So he does things with his left and he does things with his right. But since that weekend, I think we both, at least as a brother and a person wants to see him succeed, I made the suggestion, and a little bit of brother advice would be, you can kind of throw backhand, which means you're coming crossbody instead of forehand. I suggested if you do this transition, it's not going to be easy, it's going to be hard, it's going to challenge you, but the end result is a potentially better player than just having one-dimensional throw. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's pretty, it's helpful because now I can have a disc go this way easier than, because when you flick and you try to make it go that way, you have to like twist the disc weird
and you have to throw a good disc that does this whole thing.
So like holding it like this and flicking it is way harder than holding. Every throw backhand is literally this.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is literally lean back, lean forward, or stay here.
And even then, you don't really have to do any of that. You just got to throw the right disc that's going to go one way or the other. And then the disc will do what the disc is going to do. It's not really, there's a little bit of technique. But even then, you could get away with throwing it just flat. And it's still going to do
whatever it needs to do.
And so for that, where I was getting at was, we've been working on it for
about a month.
Probably, when did this happen? Beginning April?
April something.
So about a month now he's been working on straight backhand, and from when you started to really, really give it all, where do you say you stand?
Oh, dude, when I first started, I was throwing shit. Like, nothing good, nothing at all. Not one disc went right, like the right way I wanted, like right as in perfect or good. So nothing was going right. Then now I can throw a disc not as accurate as I want it to, but it's damn pretty good. It's
getting better.
It's pretty good.
On top of you're more consistent. There's a lot of work to be done. I mean, even as myself, I have a lot of work to be done. It's not like I can just okay. Well, we'll get in that in a minute. But nonetheless, he's progressing. Even up to yesterday, we threw probably a good,
what do you think? 100 probably plus?
Probably 150 disc.
Arms good.
But you feel good. Like, even just that part of flicking to backhand, your arm might be sore, but it's probably not the sore you get in that.
It's more like these parts of your body. My body.
Okay, your torso, your legs. But see, the thing is backhand, a lot of people backhand and they don't really have a forehand. Like, if you're in the upper echelon of like the Eagle McMahons, the Calvin Heinberg, those guys, they have a bit of a flick, like a good flick. But like you get your Chris Dickersons, your Paul McBeths, like those guys really don't flick.
Brody rarely does if he has to.
Yeah, it's like forehand is, if you get a good forehand and you throw the right disc to do the right things, that's all you need.
Backhand, not forehand.
I mean, backhand, not forehand. Yeah, you're right. And so, I don't know. He's been working on it, which I was thinking, like, okay, I need to work because I was at this. Let's just say here's my level where I was at. I could compete at a decently high level, but the thing is where I lacked was consistency. Like, when I was good, but it was too far and in between when I was good. It's like I could beat everybody by a few strokes, but when I was good, I was beating everybody's ass. But then it was like that was where I was at. But then when he started working on his stuff, it made me look into how to help him. Because it's not like I'm a disc golf coach. I don't know what the fuck I'm really doing all myself. Yeah. So, look, going back, it makes me go, like, what do beginners need to learn? So when I went backwards, it took me backwards. It was like, hold on. When I would do my run-up, I filmed myself one day, and I noticed that I did like a hop step or a jump step forward and was yanking, rounding. And that was the moment I understood what a real X step was. It was being fluid, not just with your throw cross body or shoulders level over your toes, or, you got to be smooth. And I think my mom said this is you want to be
like a finesse shot.
Yeah. You want to have
make it look like just like poetry in motion.
There you go. You want it to look very
like a dancer.
Yeah, like a dancer. You want to be super smooth. And so that was the moment I was like, I need to take a step back, because where I was a good level. I like I said, I was competing. I've never finished less than 6 in any tournaments, but it was like I want to be better than that. I want to be really good. But where I was is like, I was kind of like at my peak in the amateur do it myself.
Yeah.
Like there was no more going up. It was like I was plateauing. So what I did was I went backwards. I took quite a bit of steps backwards. And I may not be throwing quite as far or quite as consistent maybe when I was really good. But now the consistency, precision, and accuracies and stuff like that are working, and I see it working, that now where I was at, I might be here now, and this is where I was, but my ceiling's higher because I know once I get these things down, I'm only going to go up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where it's nice for you because you're learning. It's almost like you're a new golfer, almost. It's like, because you never thrown with that arm.
Yeah,
You've not developed any habits.
No, like you said, I'm ambidextrous. I write with my right, but I'll play sports with my left. So I was naturally just obviously putting the disc in my left hand.
Right.
And then they were like, it was the same steps basically from the left forehand to the right backhand. So it was easy for me to do the right backhand than it was the left because the steps are different. So it was kind of easy, kind of not, but now it's getting a little bit better. And I feel like it's easy. It's easy. I think it was easier to learn that than anything I've ever learned because it was like the same steps. It was the same run up, everything.
See, and that's what's good for you is like I said, you're learning all over again, but you've not created habits with your backhand or your motion or your steps or nothing yet. You're building habits. Whereas for myself, I already have habits.
Yeah.
It's like I have the rounding. I have this jump step. I have, my follow through. Like all this shit that I'm having to like break it. I gotta like scratch what I did because nothing I'm doing really is the same. Even like, I know this might seem weird, but when you have your disc here, you want to follow through here and keep your eye on the disc and stuff. I never did that. I never fucking did it. Like I would just go and I'd be like, boom, like just pulling it, and I was never paying attention to the disc itself. I was always kind of looking down the fairway, down to the basket, whatever, and it's like so weird. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I know now my ceilings is that because once these habits are these I don't know, these new methods, new tactics, new whatever become habits, I'm only gonna make those things better.
Yeah, like how do you say it? Playing like unconventionally, like it's not the fundamental way of playing anything like an instrument or fucking I don't care riding a fucking bike.
Right.
It becomes unnatural whenever you start going back to the fundamentals. It seems like it's more. Not more easy, but it seems a little easier.
It seems easier. It seems right.
Yeah,
that's what I think is the best part.
Yeah, because you start doing shit the wrong way, and then people realize, like, you playing a guitar and you're playing it unconventional, they're like, damn, that's supposed to off fucking beat. Like,
off beat or hitting the wrong strings.
Yeah, I was like, now that's what we were doing. We were hitting the wrong fucking strings.
Yeah, like I said, when those moments came that I could, like, I put it together, my putts were down, my drives were down, my ups were ups, like, it was nice. It was like, oh, he's looks pretty good. But it was like, how often was I really, and I'll say this, I'm not going to say that I never tried, but I'll be honest, like, when I go and practice, it was hard to really get into a competitive mode. It was like, I'm playing the same course with the same people, having a good time rather than really like trying. But then it was like I wasn't even trying to perfect my game. It was like I was content where I was at.
You were just trying to beat the next person. You were trying to better yourself.
No, and now it's like I don't even care about playing the course really, to say the least. It's more like I'll practice one basket from one place. I'll throw 20, 30 shots just from there because I don't know when I'm going to need those up shots, those putts, those sidearms, whatever it is, you know, like a straight line shot. You know, those shots matter whenever you really have to put it together at a different course. And I guess that's the biggest thing is I don't want to just be here in Roswell and be able to beat everyone here.
Yeah, I want to be the best in Roswell, but not the best Roswell on that course.
Yeah, like I want to be able to beat you at Roswell, but I want to know, like, when we go to Sipapu or Dalhart or say I go back to Black Lake, I want to beat you guys there because I'm good, not because I played the course 1,000 times.
Or I go to fucking Dalhart next year and everybody's like, dang, fucking Ben's intermediate, you better fucking suit up.
Yeah, that's
where you want to be. You want
to improve. And I think that goes for everything. I just think I finally hit that next milestone.
Yeah, I've never really been like really good at disc golf, but it's to the point where it's like, all right, I'm not really good, so I don't have any bad habits to even kick. It's like just brand new.
But I think what opened your eyes was if you're gonna spend time and money going places and paying to be in a tournament, why are you gonna do that if you're gonna not perform very well?
Yeah, hell yeah. Odessa's clearly showed me. I mean, showed all of us pretty much that there's some part of our game that we need to fucking fix.
Yeah, there's always more to improve on, and I think that for me personally, really, it just hit me a little different because it's like I've done things all my life and I've been relatively good at everything. You know, I competed at a high level for every sport, and this is not any different. But those sports I was passionate about to the point of, you know, I'd take 100 free throws. I would throw 100 out passes. All these things I did to make sure I was good at what I did. It's not like even before I tore my Achilles, that week of playing, I didn't have to go practice that much because I had done it a million times, perfected it to where I just got to throw that ball out there.
Yeah, like you see these guys now like Cedillo and Felipe. They go out there every day. Guess why? Because they like to win and they like to practice to win.
And you have to practice. That's what I did forever. And then when I stepped on, even though it only lasted a week and I tore my Achilles, before that, it's not like I was playing bad. I wasn't even playing bad. I was looking fucking good. But it was an injury that took me out of the game, which in a sense, I know it sounds weird, but it was a blessing in disguise. But now I looked at it and I was like, man, all that time, all that effort, all that practice, all those reps surmounted to me being able to be that good. Just a year and a half of giving it up.
Yeah.
Now I need to get to that mindset of I need to be able to walk away from disc golf if I ever decide to and come right back and say, I'm good. I'll be able to play with whoever, beat whoever,
yeah.
And it shouldn't take me very long.
Yeah, because you got to think every sport got your people that you were like, dang, those dudes are really good, and you're like, dang, Yadier Molina is really good at catching. Guess why? He probably sits there and fucking reads their pictures because that's what he fucking needs to do. It's like there's just certain things you see and you got to realize it's like, yeah, we could go play the course 500, 600 times, and throw the same fucking up shots and everything else. But how many times do you throw an up shot a game? Like.
Yeah, you don't throw, like on this course specifically, it's not a long course and it's pretty much an open course, okay? So based off of that right there in itself, it tells you that you probably aren't going to, even if you're a novice or a rec player, very rarely, even as a long player, you're not going to throw many mid-range up shots. Like, even on the long holes that you do need an upshot, it's like maybe 3 shots a round on 8, 15, and 18. Those are the only holes that you very rarely need an upshot for.
And to practice upshots is not just because of it's a 500-foot course. Maybe you hit a tree early and you're 300 out. You're like, fuck, I'm 300 or I'm 250 out. Now I need an upshot. And you're like, oh, if I throw my driver, I can fucking get there. But if I throw something else and I like a mid goes straight, and you're like, I can throw it at 200 and be 50 out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's 100% the thing is what people don't seem to understand is, yeah, I can throw a driver, whatever amount of feet, and on this course, I could throw a fairway and land within circle 1, whatever, but there's gonna be times, like you said, it's not even about playing a 500. I could play a 300-foot course, hit a tree within the first 100 feet, and now I have a 200 whatever upshot. I need to be able to make that shot, and if I don't practice it here...
And you have multiple discs that you know what you're going to throw. You're like, all right, 200, I'm throwing a fucking buzz or a zone at that point.
Yeah, I know how to skip in, or maybe I need to just do this or do that. And that's the thing. And so what I wanted to also mention, and I think this... I didn't know this until, like I said, we took a step back. I took a step back. He's actually moving forward. But... So what we did was shout out Bushnell. They have rangefinders specifically for disc golf. So they measure in yards, meters, and feet. And we each bought one. And I knew it was important. I just hadn't really made the move because I didn't think this is how much I've changed my mentality. So we would go practice in an open field. And we would throw, however many discs. And I told him, hey, go stand 200. Stand 300. We'll go 3. Because originally being on that course, on our course here in town, I thought I was throwing close to 400 feet. Okay? This is what I thought. So then we do the whole thing or whatever, and he's 200, and then I have him 3, and then I couldn't get to 300 very consistently. And I thought, why can't I get to 300 I wasn't throwing all drivers all the time. I was throwing mids, but even my mids... On a good one, I was hitting about maybe 220, 250 between there. Okay, and then a fairway and a driver, I was barely, consistently about 275, 280. Maybe every now and then I touch 300, but I was like, why can't I hit 300? That seems odd. Yeah. Okay, but then yesterday we went and practiced and we measured our furthest disc, and I threw about 320. I think Aaron hit 340. You hit 200. And I started to think, okay, what's the average? What is an average, depending on your bracket of skills or where you think you are, what's the average of feet that you should be considered throwing? So it says, for a male, a novice player. Novice is basically you're brand new to the game. You've not ever played. You don't really know what you're doing. You're new. And I would say, let's say you're novice right now because you're learning how to basically play all over again. Players who are still learning the sport, okay, they average on a novice level 175 to 250 feet.
Sounds all right.
That's about where you're at. You're at 200 feet.
Yeah,
okay.
That's pretty accurate.
Okay. Recreational players, okay. As a male, players with a year to 2 years of experience average 200 to 300 feet. That's it. Okay? And I thought, that's weird, okay? Intermediate players, and this goes for women because they don't have an average for novice and recreational for women, but they start putting women in there at intermediate. Intermediate players are usually with 2 to 3 years of experience.
Yeah.
They average for men 250 to 350.
350. Okay.
Okay, and women about 125 to 200. And
I'm an intermediate woman. That's good.
pretty much you're a little bit more than that. You're actually probably closer to advanced women because they're about
Tosh, I'm coming for
2
you.
to 300. But advanced players with several years of experience and tournament experience are only 300 to 450. Advanced fucking players.
Yeah.
That's what they average.
What is the pros?
It says masters, which is 40 plus. I don't know why they didn't put. I'm a guess that advanced is pretty much your advanced to MPOs, okay? But your masters 40 plus is between 250 to 350.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna say, unless you're an MPO player, you're probably hitting over about 400 on average all the time, okay?
I mean, I feel like we can hit 400. We just got to figure out how to
But
generate that.
But even for us, like let's say Rob, Aaron, myself, we're probably an intermediate player. I'm hitting at least 250 plus every time. I'm on the lower end, I'd say, of intermediate because I'm hitting about 275, 280, I think, consistently. Every now and then, like the other day, I hit 320 yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's my furthest drive, which was a good drive, but I mean, how am I hitting that consistent? Probably not. I'm probably about 300 to 280 consistently. I'm looking at about middle to bottom tier intermediate, or I'm about top tier recreational player, which seems about right for all of us. Rob probably is a little bit ahead on the intermediate. He doesn't drive that far, but yet his upshots and stuff are pretty good. So that kind of makes up for that. And like I said, you're about bottom to top. You're bottom rec, top novice, which it showed the other tournament we had. You finished at the bottom of the rec, which seems about appropriate because that's where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's something that I had been thinking about because it's been bothering me. Like, how the fuck am I not throwing 300? I thought I was close to 400. I thought I was almost over 400.
Yeah.
I ain't even close. None of us are close. None of us are close to 400 because if we're at 400, we should be driving from the short tee to basically the basket every time. At least circle one. That would get us to about 400 at the dot. If we could get to edge circle from the short tee box on 15.
That's good luck.
And none of us are doing that.
I don't know anybody besides.
Well, even
Lucas.
Aaron was 100 out yesterday from his furthest drive.
I think Lucas is probably the only person I could think that throws that fucking far.
Maybe. And even then, that's probably with the tailwind.
How accurate is
How consistent is he? So I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm not trying to shortchange anybody. I'm not trying to say I'm better, I'm worse, they're better, they're worse, whatever. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is, when you really break it down to a science, which I have done that now, I'm at the point of, okay, I'm throwing pretty decent for starting over.
Yeah.
I thought I was far back. Like, remember earlier I said, this is what I've been and this is where I'm at. It's actually not that far from distance. I am a little bit off from distance. I'd probably say I'm close to about 40 to 50 feet off of what I'm used to putting out there. But the difference is when I throw my disc now, I say 9 out of 10 times I'm inbound and I'm pretty much dead center of the fairway every time.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case before. Before, I'd be flipping it. I'd be whatever. There's a lot I still got to work on. I got to work on my, like, for whatever reason, I go down too much. I need to bring my disc up a little bit more. But nonetheless, I'm progressing and you're progressing. And I just think it's important, guys. I guess the biggest message is if there's something you want to do, how bad do you really want to do it?
Yeah, for sure. Like if you really put your mind to something, I feel like you could do it. I mean, there might be ups and downs. There might be a lot of failure, but you gotta look at it like not everything is gonna be a failure forever. Like you can't fail forever if you actually put your mind. If you're actually dedicated, then you'll never fail.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's where I think we're at is we're putting our time, effort, dedication, we're breaking it down to where we're benefiting ourselves. It's not just like go throw a disc at the same basket, take the same route. We're not even really up until yesterday. We hadn't thrown out a basket. I hadn't thrown out a basket in probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, I threw a few times over there at the base, but
I mean, not. I haven't thrown out a basket, and it was nice to throw out a basket finally because it gave me a sense of direction. I wasn't just throwing in a field. I had a target, which we had targets. There's about a 30-foot gap.
Yeah, 30-foot gap.
Which I guess we should have made it 60 foot.
It was the second day was 60 foot. Remember we put one in the middle, 230s, and we went 100.
No, we only did. No, we were gonna do that. We should have done that, but I thought about it. We basically put it 30. So if you hit right, you were closer there, and if you hit left, you were closer there. It was only 30 feet because you got to remember if that's the basket. It's only 30 feet. It's 30 feet this way, and then if you're on the other side, it's 30 feet that way. I broke it down to 15.
Oh, okay.
See, so we were 15 this way and 15 that way.
Oh, okay.
See,
okay.
so we cut it in half, which is still good, though, because now I'm making the circle smaller, which means if you hit that gap, you're hitting a pretty good gap of...
15-footers are pretty much most of the time a give me.
Yeah, a 15-footer is within our range of... You probably should make that probably 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, unless you're fucking off.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you guys are bored. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I wanted to mention that because we started with the Circle 1 and then we got a tournament coming up this weekend. And I don't think a lot of people know about that we've actually been putting time. We're probably going to go practice right after this. So, I mean, it just goes to dedication, time, effort. It's preparation, you know. You can never be too ready. And I think that's what's important is being ready for something that's going to come sooner than later. It's in a week. And
how many people were in that tournament? In our rec division?
Oh, like 30.
30, huh?
There's like fucking 30 people. It's another 30 bomber.
What's the chances of one of us landing on the same card again? First round.
Who landed, you and Aaron?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's a lot more slim. Because it's you, me, and Aaron only, and that's it in that division. We don't have a Mikey now, and I would say even then, I don't think that anybody I really noticed from New Mexico is even in the tournament. Like seeing how we had like Peyton and we had Brad and we had a bunch of people from like this area that ended up playing in that tournament. Yeah. So it like you ended up with players that were just naturally from here. We only have 23. Rec intermediate has 30. But I think some people dropped out because I could have sworn we had more people than that. Yeah, I don't see anybody I notice on here. So, we'll see. And I always am curious to why some names are highlighted or dark, heavy black letters and some aren't. I don't know what that necessarily means. But, nonetheless, I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. There's 23 players, so now 6th place just isn't good enough for me. I'm not gonna give a real prediction, really anything this time. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a different approach. I'll be getting there early. We'll be there probably 2 days early, so we'll probably definitely get one round in that first day that we're there.
Or at least a look at what we're gonna be.
I say we can play around because we'll have Friday off, so we can play Thursday when we get there. Like, get there, get a room or whatever.
If y'all are in Dalhart, Texas, y'all better come out there and fucking
But see, like Saturday or Friday, we get to go watch Cody, so we'll probably follow. I'll follow him around. You know, we could film. He's only gonna play like half a day, so we'll probably see what lines they take. You know, maybe you learn something from them, and then you know, we got the rest of the day to kind of relax, maybe do some putting. But I'm so taking a different approach. I'm not gonna give away. They're not even secrets. They're just something that I think is going to benefit me in the long run. Like, I'm going to better warm up. It's not even just throwing disc. It's like, I want to stretch. I want to get a resistant band and, you know, flex my shoulders, my arm, you know, shit like that that's going to get the blood flowing.
I think that's where we fucked up low key because when you go play football, you fucking full fucking workout.
Yeah, you're like, sprinting, you're stretching, you're throwing, we just threw some disc at a couple baskets. And I'm not saying that's why I fucking lost it. I'm just saying there's a science to it. I am 100% a believer of God, but I know God put them tools there to benefit us. And if we don't utilize them, we're only selling ourselves short.
Yep.
So that's going to be an approach that I take. So I'm excited. Like I said, we'll see how it goes in a week or so. We'll keep you guys updated. On other news, where do we start?
Cowboys with heavy defensive players this draft.
I honestly just think there was one bad pick. And I wouldn't say it's bad. I just didn't really understand it.
The Kentucky one?
No, the fucking Stanford wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I don't know why we did that.
I don't know. Shit.
I don't know why we would go another guy. Like, what are we saying? But where is he going to fit? The thing is, yeah, but then...
What if he's a good kick returner? You always got to think about that.
But then that one dude from Kentucky had like 9 kickoff punt returns for touchdowns throughout his Kentucky.
But he's supposed to be our starting corner. I mean,
we don't know that. We don't know what he is going to be yet. I'm just saying, okay.
You dropped him second round. You're going to want to put him in the fucking lineup.
Well, yeah, I would say so myself.
So you want your second
I'm
guy.
just saying, why do we need another guy at wide? You got CeeDee Lamb. You could spare one of them fools to go return kicks.
Fuck no.
I'll be honest, I'd rather have Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and I don't give a shit. I don't want Amari Cooper. I'd rather trade him.
What if we get rid of Amari Cooper and we fucking need another wide out?
Well, then that will be good, but we haven't done that yet. I'm just saying, that was the only pick. Outside of that, I am so happy that Dallas, like, stuck to the plan.
Yeah, they didn't go out of... I thought they were going to get a tight end. If they would have got tight ends as the receiver...
If they would have got tight end as the receiver, I'd be happy.
I thought they were going tight end. 3rd round, last pick. But they didn't. They went defensive tackle again. And I was cool with it. I was like, I mean, at least it's not fucking a running back or something.
We went, I think, we had 11 picks. 8 of them were defense and 9 were offense, which is the 1 wideout and 2 offensive linemen. Yeah. 1 was a lineman and 1 was a tackle for sure. But that's fine. To me, the line needs to be good. I'm okay with that.
At least depth.
Yeah, and then the defense, I say you get as many guys as you possibly can.
And even when I say tight end, we don't need a tight end because, fuck, like you said, there's only one fucking ball, and you want to give it to the 3 guys you're fucking...
No, I'm not saying we need a playmaking tight end. I'm just saying you're going to have a tight end out there. Make sure the motherfucker can block.
That's true.
Like, get a guy that can at least block. Like, I don't think Jarwin can really block. He's kind of like a wide receiver. And then who was the other dude that we had? I keep forgetting that. Oh, yeah, Swan. Like, I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying... I don't know. It was just, that was the only pick. Other than that, I think Dallas is fucking amazing. I'm saying it now. I don't give a shit about anything. Micah Parsons is going to be a motherfucking beast. He's going to be a beast. I guarantee y'all motherfuckers watching that are Cowboy fans will be buying his motherfucking jersey by the end of the year.
I already said if he's number 11, I'm buying his jersey. That's my favorite number.
No, I think he's going number 1. I think that's his number from college.
Oh, he was 11.
Oh, he was 11?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, then maybe I looked at it wrong. I could have sworn it looked like a 1.
Oh, it was 1, 2, 1.
Well, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I loved it. I don't know. Other than that, he was number 11. He was number 11. We'll see what happens with that. I think it was a great pick. A lot of scouters and everybody had Micah Parsons as the number one defensive player coming out of the draft. For him to fall to 12, we got an extra pick from the Eagles. Thank you, Eagles. I couldn't be more happier.
Dumbasses.
I think it could have been worse. We could have maybe moved up and got Kyle Pitts. Could have been worse. We could have fucking got
Devontae Smith or
no,
something.
that motherfucker for Virginia Tech with 18 back surgeries.
Oh, the concussion boys, too.
Yeah.
There's a dude that had
There was a lot
5
of
concussions.
possibilities.
The only other player I wanted, other than, who we got, because I now got to fucking deal with it, because we got him, you know what I mean? I didn't even know who he was, is PS2, dog. I wanted fucking Patrick Surtain. I liked Patrick Surtain. That's the only
I
other player
told him
wanted.
off camera, this is why I didn't want him. When you play on a team that has a lot of people that are good, it makes your job easier. Meaning, you don't really have to do too much and things are going to get taken care of or blanketed or covered. Like, you're going to look better when you play with a bunch of good guys.
But Trayvon Diggs played for Alabama, and he was pretty
But
decent.
wasn't he on the opposite side?
He was opposite side of Surtain.
So I feel like he had to do a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just saying, from my perspective, that's what I would think. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe he ends up being really good. He's going to be good for Denver. I don't give a fuck. I'm cool
you
with
see Aaron Rodgers and then finally drafted a fucking offensive player that wasn't
yeah,
a
like in the
quarterback.
6th round.
It was a wide receiver.
I don't know. Speaking of the Packers, what's your guess? Do you think he plays for the Packers this
I
year?
don't think he plays one game for the
One game,
I
so
think
he's getting
I think he
traded.
might play one preseason, and I think maybe that's it.
I think it's June 1st or July 1st. I think it's June though. If they don't trade him before then, if they trade him after June 1st, the cap hit's pretty small, like 16 million or something. But if they do it before June 1st, I think the cap's like 20 something million. So I think that's what they're probably going to wait for. And that's the same thing with Julio Jones is if they trade him before June 1st, it's a bigger cap hit than if they just wait till after.
I tried to predict Fields and Julio and Pats, but it wasn't. So maybe Mac Jones and Julio.
I don't think Julio gets traded.
Not after you go for Pitts. If you would have went for
Well, that makes me think maybe he does get traded.
nah,
If you just kind of replaced him for cheap.
maybe that's true.
And now you go get something else. Maybe you get something that either fits you
You get a pick.
defensively or maybe you get a bunch of picks for him.
Maybe you trade him to the Jets.
How much do you give up for Julio? What's the most you give up for him?
You're not getting a first for Julio.
Oh, I'm going to get a first. I'm probably going to get
You
two.
didn't even get a first for DeAndre
I don't give a
Hopkins.
fuck. When people talk about wide receivers, they say Julio and then everyone else.
You're not getting a first for him, bro. You barely could get first for quarterbacks. You're getting probably like a third, fourth at the tops.
If you get a third and fourth for Julio, you're fucking stupid. I'm saying it now. You better at least get a first and a second. You got to at least get a second.
They're not going to.
So what? Okay, again, what's the most? Like if you were the, I don't know.
I think they get. That's probably like the most. They'll probably get like a next year second, and then the rest will be like third, fourth, like five,
Like a couple
like
of
5
picks.
picks. Yeah, like 5 picks.
You think 5 picks? You give
like
up 5?
second, and then like a third.
I say I give up
couple
the
years.
very most 3 picks, but at the very least,
I say get like 5.
I would say you got to get a first and at least a third.
Yeah.
A first and a third, I think, is worth Julio Jones.
I think so too, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna downplay like fucking how everybody.
Okay,
See all these receivers.
who's a team that you could see trading for Julio?
that would
give up,
would
like,
thrive to get him? Like would
Who's
probably,
good?
like excel if they
Who
got
cares if they excel? Who's the team do you think is going to go and try to get him?
I would probably say, damn, they don't need one. They don't need one. They don't need one.
There's like 2 teams on my mind that I think he
think-
should go to.
The Rams
He could.
with my boy Stafford.
He could.
They need a
I
wide
wouldn't have
receiver.
picked them, but okay.
And maybe Deshaun Watson.
He's not. I would. Unless he doesn't have a trade clause, there's no fucking way they're sending him there. He wouldn't want to go there.
Play with Deshaun Watson? I guess he's got a fucked up.
Yeah,
situation
it's
right
all
now.
fuck. It's not even just Deshaun. It's the whole organization right now.
Who's your 2? I got those 2.
Me personally, I think if there was ever a time to give a guy a weapon, and I feel like they've done a lot already, just based off what the fuck is after the whole last year situation, it's New England. They don't ever go for nobody, but they don't fucking have nobody. And there's a motherfucker sitting there that would probably love to be there because they did do that with Randy Moss.
I did say Fields and Julio, but Fields didn't go to Patriots.
But it'd be
Mac
Cam
Jones.
and Julio for a year, and then Mac Jones and Julio moving forward.
Anybody else?
The only other team that I'd probably say that could probably use them and maybe would make a move would be Philadelphia.
Jacksonville.
I think they got a lot of weapons right
They
now.
have a lot. That's why I didn't pick them, but I was like,
I thought about it, but then whenever I seen what they were kind of doing,
maybe Colts. They don't have the best wide. Michael Pittman's
they
not great.
they don't. But
T.Y. Hilton's
I also
not
don't
that
think they're
great.
gonna bring Julio. Yeah, they're paying Ty. They'd have to pay Julio. They got Jack Doyle, Jonathan Taylor.
Raiders.
I thought about the Raiders,
Raiders.
but I'd hate to see him
Steelers.
in the Raiders. They don't have enough to
Ravens.
give up. That's who I'd say he should go to.
What did they trade Odell for? The Browns. What they were
They
like?
can't do it. They wouldn't be able to afford. I don't think Atlanta can trade for a good guy back because then the money's still not going to work. That's where I think that problem. I think if Julio's smart, I'm pressing Ravens. Go play with Lamar, man.
That'd be lit.
But I don't think they're gonna. They just don't do it. I think New England's number one. If I were to go to a pick, it's New England. Like I said, the only other team is what did I say? Oh, the Eagles, because they don't have nobody.
They have Devontae Smith. They have fucking Jalen Rager. They have
Yeah, but give them one guy that's worth the fuck. We don't know if Devontae's worth the fuck. We don't know who's their running back. I don't even know who the fuck they're
Bart
running back.
Scott.
Who the fuck's that
Who the
guy?
fuck is that
Just
name?
give Jalen a guy, like a real guy.
Boston Scott or some shit.
But I don't see them doing it either. But they do need the weapons. I think they didn't address one
yeah.
guy doesn't make a difference.
Who else is on the trade block? Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, you said you don't think he plays, which would be weird because Bart
Starr,
Brett Favre,
and now him.
no one's ever been the quarterback for the Packers more than 16 years, and Rodgers already played 16 years. This would be a 17.
He's playing, bro.
But okay, so where does he go though?
If Julio stays in Atlanta.
Stays in Atlanta?
Yeah,
You think they trade for Matt Ryan?
I don't like fuck Matt Ryan. I don't like Matt Ryan. I would fuck.
I mean, it would be a good compensation because
Michael.
you would get Matt Ryan, and then next year you could get rid of Matt Ryan.
You
But
got
see, I
fucking
always
Kyle
think
Pitts,
that
Calvin Johnson.
they have a guy.
I always thought I wanted Denver, but they fucking got Teddy Bridgewater's bitch ass.
But what if they were like, we'll give you whoever you want out of the two?
What if they're like, we'll give you Bradley Chubb or Von Miller?
No, what if they're like, we'll give you 2 first rounds and whatever quarterback you want out of these two. We keep one to keep our depth chart
Gotcha.
with 2 and
They were saying they had to get either Bradley Chubb or Von for if they wanted to trade with the picks, obviously. Would you?
But do you think that Aaron Rodgers going to Denver makes it that much of a difference? Like, you think they are Super Bowl contenders now?
Jerry Judy looked fucking amazing with Drew
Okay, but
Lock.
but with Sutton,
Sutton
him,
was
and
out,
Noah
though.
Font, and then you got Melvin Gordon and Lindsley.
That's the best team Aaron Rodgers ever played for.
I just think their defense isn't that good.
I get what you're saying. Yes, that
Aaron
makes sense,
Rodgers had all these weapons. Like, Aaron Jones is not no scrub. Devontae Adams ain't no bitch.
But you have
Fucking-
2 Devontae Adams. Like, you have Cortland Sutton and Jerry Judy. 2 fucking dominant wide
I
receivers.
mean,
And then Font.
maybe Surtain's pretty badass, too.
Dog, I'm telling
Maybe.
you. Other than that, there's really no one that needs a quarterback. Like, needs a quarterback. Raiders, but they won't get rid of fucking Derek Carr's bitch
You
ass.
don't think they'd trade him for fucking...
No, they're fucking dick-faced up
I think there's
What's
only...
his ass?
I think Broncos are
the front runner.
the front runner, and then it's like
Carolina, maybe.
Washington.
Washington.
I
That'd
like
be pretty good.
imagine him in Washington.
Terry McLaurin.
Gosh, Curtis Samuel.
Ah,
Fucking who's their running back? The guy that I had.
Gandy Gibson or whatever.
Oh, Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Gandy.
Who's that? He plays for them too, though.
But they have that Logan Thomas too, a tight end.
just
Damn,
picked up-
Washington, you better go get him, football team.
Washington just picked up a guy that was fucking from like Puerto Rico tight end. He's like 6'8", bro. Fucking big ass dude.
I don't know. I think he gets traded too,
Yeah, I don't think.
but I don't know who to who.
I don't know.
there's only a few teams I wouldn't go and trade my quarterback for. Washington, Seattle, Chargers, Patrick Mahomes, and probably
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady too, I guess,
He's
but Trevor Lawrence.
What about JB?
Who's that?
Joe Burrow. You don't like Joe Burrow?
If I had fucking Aaron Rodgers,
I
dog.
love Joe Burrow, dog.
But he isn't gonna want to go to fucking Cincy.
Fuck no. Well, maybe Jamar Chase is nasty, but
I don't think he wants to go to Cincy. I don't think he'd want to go to Buffalo either, so I don't see them. And Buffalo seems super high on Josh Allen. So
I wish I would be too.
But if I was Baltimore, I'm trading Lamar. I may not have the weapons if I'm Aaron, but I have a way better fucking coach
and
a defense. Well, I don't know. They lost a lot of players this year. And they just traded their left tackle.
What if Tua, they were like, hey, yo, I'll give you fucking Tua Tagovailoa for fucking Aaron Rodgers. Straight up. Nothing else. Just straight the fuck up.
Well, then
do you do it?
Do
you do it?
Do you do it?
Aaron Rodgers probably got 4, maybe 5.
What if Aaron Rodgers did go to Miami, though? He's like, I'm tired. 1, I don't want to play Tom Brady. Fuck that motherfucker. And 2, I get to go to Miami?
That'd be crazy.
He'd be like, I get nice weather. I get to fucking chill. I got some decent fucking whiteouts.
That'd be crazy. But, yeah, they're pretty decent. They're not bad.
Damn, that's who I hope he goes to, Miami. I hope he goes to Miami. Fuck Denver. Why would you want to go to a cold place? You're in a cold place. Go somewhere like on the beach. Miami's available.
And even if you lose, you're on the fucking beach. At that point, yeah, I guess
I'm saying go
Tom
there.
Brady, smart ass motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. New England fucked up. I don't know. That's a good thing. Okay, so I do want to ask this. So LeBron came out last night and said that he'll never be 100% again in his career.
That makes sense. He never really had an injury. Not even like a sprained ankle, really.
But what do you think of that?
It makes sense. I mean, no one after a sprained ankle is 100% ever again. Their ankles are fucking shot.
I don't know, man. Kind of made it sound like he might be
Maybe
one
it's
foot out the door.
Maybe it's a head game, like he's playing chess. Like,
I don't think that
and people
nigga be
are
playing
like, yeah,
chess.
fucking LeBron's fucking really fucking hurt. Fuck, we got this shit now.
No, that nigga be hurt. He dead. So I say trade him next year.
Nah, fuck no. He's
Go get Bradley Beal and go get fucking Dame Lillard.
Dame Lillard won't go.
Well, you never know if you give him LeBron.
But yeah, I
I don't know, man.
I think
when someone says shit like that, there's something not being said there that's being said there.
I think he's fine.
Fuck no, he looked like shit yesterday.
That's fine.
But then again, I'll say this. This is what I said before I heard him say that. I was like, oh, he's just not giving a fuck because he wants to get all these like Drummond and everyone else getting used to him being back. He wants to make them feel comfortable still with him being back, getting the feel for Drummond in the lineup now, and all this shit for playoff time. That's what my initial thought was like. Let's just get back into basketball shape. Let's get these guys feeling my vibe so they play good in the playoffs. And then he comes out after the game with that shit. I'm like, why the fuck did you say that?
Because you're LeBron fucking James. You don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I don't hear Tom Brady saying I ain't no 100%. That motherfucker be winning Super Bowls.
Even 90%, I think he's better than most players in the NBA. Even better than KD.
I don't know, man. I don't know, LeBron. I don't even like you.
AD. We still got
I like AD, but fuck, man. Every time he moves, I fear for him.
He's goofy looking.
I just
fucking too tall
I can't
for his
stand him. I love him, but I hate him.
He's just goofy.
Because it's like when he jumps, I'm fearing that he's gonna get hurt every time he jumps. Fuck. Don't dunk no more. Just do your little like that little fade or like the little fucking
catch an ankle again.
Fuck. Fucking.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd take it with a grain of salt. Maybe LeBron. Like I said, maybe LeBron's playing head games there.
He could be. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. That's LeBron for you, but it definitely was a little weird that he said that. So I don't know. We'll see what he ends up fucking coming up with that later on. But we'll see. Playoffs are coming up, so shout out fucking Laker fans.
Shout out to the Celtics.
Why?
They're catching heat before the playoffs. I said it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Jason, no, there's not a better player in the East than Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but you don't think Ben Simmons could lock him down?
Nope.
I think so. I think Ben Simmons is a fucking hell of a player.
It's
He's a good defensive player. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
even need to be a fucking offensive player really when you got Embiid.
That's true.
It's just like, oh, fucking guard Tatum, motherfucker. Okay. Oh, yeah, and pass it to fucking Embiid on offense. Okay. That's all he needs to do. Fucking Milwaukee don't have shit. I feel like they're overrated as fuck.
Yeah, they just
because
of
Giannis.
They just win a
yeah,
lot of games.
It's like you beat up on the little guys, and then when it comes to the bigger dogs, whatever. Like,
In a 7-game series, it's easy to beat Milwaukee. You play fucking basically a zone on Giannis.
yeah, you just play a zone, let him shoot, and he's gonna suck, and then you win.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
might even win in 5 if you're lucky.
Fucking, I don't think Milwaukee's that good. I think they suck.
Yeah, I don't even know who I like over there right now.
Celtics, my boys.
I picked Philly, and I'm gonna stick with it. But I'm just saying, like in the championship of the East, I don't know who I guess Boston. Maybe they are the hotter team. I guess kinda, but like maybe the Nets get there. I don't know. I don't really think so. Like all of a sudden, Durant comes back. Harden's hurt. Harden's playing good. Durant's hurt. Kyrie fucking thinks the Earth's flat. I don't know what's up with that fucking team right now.
You got a bunch of weird motherfuckers.
Yeah, just a bunch of
they rotate injuries.
Yes, and then Durant cares what some dude from fucking Alaska's talking about him on Twitter. It's just like they're all fucked over there mentally.
They're all saging in the locker room.
Yeah, they need to fucking go get some mental help. Hit up our homie Antonio in San Antonio or in Houston. They'll help you guys out because fucking y'all are dumb. Fucking who else? On the West though, boy, motherfucking Sun's looking good.
CP3 about to be MVP.
I hope he is, man. I tried to look to bet on him yesterday, and there's no fucking MVP bets on my bookie. What the fuck, my bookie?
I fucking always bet on my bookie.
I went to look, and there wasn't a MVP bet.
Oh, that's the beginning of the year. That's
Oh, you can only do it then? Oh, motherfuckers.
Oh, bitches.
Yeah, because I was going to bet
probably
on
Vegas, you probably could. But the odds
Probably.
are
But remember, last podcast I said I like CP3 as my motherfucking MVP, and he's fucking good at the age he is. It's like so weird. He's just your lieutenant. He's like the guy that fucking directs everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Suns won first round.
They're not losing to the Warriors or the fucking... Who else is down there at the bottom? San Antonio?
They're not losing. They won't lose to San Antonio with the Warriors.
I just don't think the Warriors got enough, bro. Like, it's Curry and then everyone else. Like, fucking...
Sometimes all you need is
what's
Curry.
his name? Wiseman isn't all that good.
Melo's back.
Melo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him earlier. He was playing against the Wizards or the Bulls or somebody. Or the Pistons. He looked alright. He looked good, but I think they're just... they're like one real guy away.
Or a couple years away, at least, for those guys. Because all of them are fucking
They just
young.
need somebody to, like, be a guy, a playmaking guy. Like, they have to have somebody.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they got that somebody right now. Like, you look at, like Boston has Tatum, fucking Sixers have Embiid. You got, like, that guy that just can kind of take over.
Jokic,
Like, Melo
yeah.
can't take over. He looks good and he's flashy and he's one of those.
He's a rookie, that's why.
He is, but I don't really see him being like that guy. Like the Derrick Rose guy, like the...
This motherfucker could probably be...
I don't know, man. Maybe. We'll see. My laundry's done at beep.
Yeah, I scared the shit out of me.
What the fuck? Nah, so we'll see what happens. Guys, I do have a question. Nah, I'm going to save it for later. It's going to be for the next video. I'll save it for later. Because I do have a question for you guys, but you guys are probably bored because we've been talking about disc golf and then randomly into sports. But
I mean, it's still sports. Disc golf's pretty...
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Nah, we just
sometimes we talk about that too much.
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
There's no such thing as too much disc golf.
No, I don't know, man. There's a moment there where I had to fucking step away. I was just like, I'm tired of seeing y'all's ugly asses. Fuck. Now, what else came out recently? Trying to think of whatever.
I'm trying to think too. There's not really much. I mean, other than the draft, other than Trevor Lawrence being the fucking god.
The draft.
Burrow's not getting a fucking offensive tackle till late.
That's a good point. Like, if you look at Justin Herbert and you look at Joe Burrow, came from the same draft. You have one guy that's like, hey, I fucking transferred schools and won a national championship and looked like the best quarterback and went #1 overall. But I'm not smart. I want the guy I played with and hasn't played since I played there in the draft. And then you got a guy that, you know, went to a school that didn't really let him do him, ended up graduating with a 4.0 in biology, got drafted after Joe Burrow, and it's goofy and whatever, and says, move up to get the best left tackle, and if you don't get that guy, get the second best left tackle. Because I need to get protected.
But then again, he does have wideouts already. You don't need a wide receiver.
No, but he could have...
Finesse the
He
tight end.
just lost Henry.
He's like, they get Kyle Pitts. I mean, he could have.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, there's a difference between mentality.
Fuck.
But it's just a different mentality because Joe Burrow, I think, is like, I need a guy. Where Justin Herbert is, I am the guy. Yeah. You see the difference? It's like, I'll make the throws to the guys.
It don't matter who
I just need to make sure I have enough time to throw the ball.
That's true.
Joe Burrow's like, I need the guy to go get the ball because I ain't going to have enough time to throw the ball. So there's a difference.
I mean, Jamar Chase is good, but I'm like, damn, you could.
He might be the new Calvin Johnson on the shittiest team in the league for 12 years and then retire.
Don't give a fuck.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of potential quarterback
controversy.
Yeah, like I don't know who to really root for. Out of all of them, who do you like? Okay, you have Trevor Lawrence with Urban Meyer in Jacksonville, which I guess Mark Brunell was their best quarterback of all time.
Fucking second pick in the first round. They had fucking got pussy ass running back. Like, why are you getting?
Okay, well, anyways, hold on.
I don't get that.
And then you got Zach Wilson in New York.
Scratch that one.
Under a new coach. You have Trey Lance behind Jimmy Garoppolo, apparently, in San Francisco. You have Justin Fields being drafted by the Bears with Matt Nagy and up there in Chicago.
That one's pretty good.
And then you had Mac Jones fall all the way down to 15 to New England with Bill Belichick. Out of the 5 overhyped, whatever you want to call quarterbacks in this draft, which is the one that you think is going to have the best career at the end of their career and who's going to have the worst outcome, probably not last in the league for very long? Or just whatever. Maybe he ends up as the backup.
I don't like to say that, but fuck it. I'm going to say Sunshine. Lawrence is the best.
Trey Lance?
No.
Trevor Lawrence is the best? So he's going to have the best career.
The best. So he's going to be one of those #1 picks that actually work out.
Oh, well, yeah, I was going to say, there's very rare guys that end up being that good.
And the worst, I hate to say it, man, because I kind of like the kid, but Wilson. Zach
Wilson? I think he is going to be the worst. I don't even like the guy, to be honest. I think he got over... How does a guy... Did you ever think about that? How does a guy that was like the 4th best quarterback going after the season was over for college, all of a sudden move up to the 2nd best when they're not playing football no more?
I don't know. Maybe they actually looked at tape and they're like, there's something about this kid they got.
I guess. That part I don't understand is like, how did he didn't play anybody.
But Justin Trey Lance jumped up and that wasn't like...
That's what I'm saying. That's why Justin Fields is, I think, the guy that's like... That's who I have being the best quarterback coming out of the draft.
I like Justin Fields.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be good, but he's not going to have much success because it's just Jacksonville. I think he's a loyal guy.
And then Fields, obviously, is going to have Allen Robinson right off the rip.
Starting rip, just good weapons, good defense.
Yeah, the defense it's got to be Tua, basically.
And Matt Nagy's a good offensive coach. I think it's going to work out. I think Zach Wilson, he's going to a place that's very hard to play at in general. New York is not a place of fuckery. They're going to hound you and whatever. They love you now. They'll hate you tomorrow. Like, that's their kind of way of thinking. Look at Sam Darnold. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong, and they didn't want him no more. It's so... To me, Zach Wilson is motherfucking Sam Darnold.
Basically the same quarterback.
Like, they look exactly the same, except, watch, you're going to see Zach Wilson's going to fail, and you're going to be like, no, who's really Sam Darnold? Because Sam Darnold's going to fuck shit up in fucking Carolina. And so, yeah.
You got to think, all the old quarterbacks are leaving. Drew Brees retired, Phillip Rivers retired, Tom Brady's on his edge.
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers. All them old fuckers that played fucking that were good, goated, are gone. So now one of these guys is gonna be the.
Yeah, but you got Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson still out there. Lamar Jackson's potentially good. You have Josh Allen,
I was saying
Justin Herbert.
somebody out of these guys is gonna be good.
I think Justin Herbert's gonna be the guy.
Justin Herbert's a fucking.
I don't know. I love Justin Herbert. You know what? I'm fucking pissed though. Now that I just thought about it, I'm gonna be pissed if Julio Jones gets traded. I fucking love Julio Jones.
But he's still gonna be on a team.
Yeah, but he's not a Falcon.
Yeah, good fuck, you ain't a Falcon fan.
I'll still draft him in the first round. That's my guy. Not if he goes to someone shitty though.
What if he goes to fucking?
What if he goes to fucking the Jets? I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, you ain't getting.
You're the Le'Veon Bell in him.
Yeah.
Not gonna pick him up.
If he's fucking goes to the fucking, even if he went to Baltimore, I probably wouldn't pick him. I'd be like, that foot can't though.
I would still pick him. You see what he does with Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Mark Andrews because he's always a check down after he can't run.
That's true.
Marcus Brown is fast and goes deep every time. Never throws it to him.
That's facts.
So
But yeah, out of those, I think Lawrence is gonna be the best.
maybe. You guys stay and keep an eye out for this not this next week, but the following week. We're probably gonna drop like at least 2 videos, maybe 4 videos. So we'll see how it goes though.
Yep.
It should be about at least 2. It'll be at least 2. It could be up to the upwards of 4. But we'll see what ends up happening leading up to that week. And then next week, I don't know. We're pretty much off. Like, you get off kind of late, but we can still do some shit. And then, what else? I feel like we're forgetting something.
Nothing
I
really.
don't know.
Baseball.
Baseball's pretty much been back, but
UFC.
I don't give a fuck. UFC, there are some fights tonight, but there's nothing too exciting.
That's a good card.
Other than maybe if Jake Paul fights Usman, I think that'd be a mistake on Jake Paul. Plus, Usman kind of came out and said, like, he didn't really seem interested.
Canelo wants to fight him too.
See, but it's crazy that these big guys want to fight him now. Like, the guys that should fuck him up.
But it's like, this motherfucker acting like Ben. I mean, I like Ben Askren. I thought Ben Askren could give him a fucking.
Okay,
run.
but the thing, I don't know. It's all on Jake Paul, like I said in the past, and I don't really want to go over it too much. But, I mean, if it's money, then, yeah, go find one of these big dudes. You're going to get fucked up.
But his brother's fighting fucking Floyd.
Yeah, but Logan likes to lose. Jake Paul hasn't lost. There's a difference.
That's true. I guess he picks his fights pretty smart.
Yeah, he's been picking every good fight. Now you're going to go fuck it. Because the moment he loses, and if he gets knocked the fuck out, there goes it all.
What if he don't get knocked out? What if he goes full fucking rounds? Well, say it was fucking...
Say he fights Usman and goes 8 rounds.
Yeah, what if he goes 8 rounds of Usman? Because
They might respect him a lot then. I think they would be like, damn, this fool's a fucking brawler. Like, he may not have won, but he went 8 rounds and he didn't get knocked out. Maybe he's all fucking bloody and face off.
Oh, he'd be fucking pissed. I think maybe that's why he's not doing what he's not fighting when he's good
Because
fighting.
when has he got hit? I think Deji fucking hit him one time where he got a bloody nose.
He better fight somebody. He better fight like Rashad Evans or Chuck Liddell or something.
No. I don't know. Like I said, if he fucking fights and loses, it's one thing depending on how he loses. If he gets knocked out like in the second,
The
third
world
round,
will forever be happy.
yeah, everyone, y'all are fucking haters. The world.
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, like why the fuck? Like I don't ever want to not see no one get knocked out. I do. I just never really said that motherfucker. I don't know. Maybe. Like when Conor fights, I expect him to knock out the other opponent. Not because I don't like the other opponent. I just like Conor that I think that's what he's supposed to do.
With Israel Adesanya, I'm like, this nigga better fucking knock all these motherfuckers. Well, fucking anybody that steps up.
If Jake Paul gets knocked out in his next fight, no matter who he fights, then you know who he should fight. He should fight Dylan Dennis.
Yeah,
he should fight Dylan Dennis and see how he does that because he's an actual like brawler to say the least. I think it'd be a decently good match, and Jake Paul could still kind of win. I think he could win that fight still. It would be better, though. It'd be a better fight.
The hard part about Jake is that's full 6'3", 6'2", or whatever he is, 6'1", or whatever.
I think it's 6'2".
Fuckers, so he has to fight somebody big, and it's like...
Not necessarily. Like, he's not that big. He's only 190.
But I'm trying to say it's easy, but it'd be easy for a dude that's 6'1" to get weight, you know what I mean? Look at John Jones. He's fucking about to be a heavyweight.
I mean, Jake Paul is pretty big for his size. Like, he's 6'2" and he's 190. Like, that's a pretty big guy.
That's what I said. Israel Adesanya.
He'd have to fight like Israel, yeah.
It's an Israel Adesanya weight. It's like he's not winning that.
Okay, but if Jake Paul went and fucking beat Usman...
You know how fucking... No one would ever watch UFC ever again. They would just discredit UFC forever, bro. They already hate it because of fucking Askren.
I don't know. I don't know who he could fight that would... I don't know. Jake, you do you, man, but...
Fucking
don't be sad when you get fucked up by one of these big dogs.
One of these guys is really going to be pissed off.
Because, see, that's what I see it being... This is where I take Jake's side, and this is what I said before. I hate that we're getting back into it. But this is what I said before was... It's not fair that he's only fought a few fucking times, and he fought the guys that were willing to fight him, and now that he's getting a little bit of traction, you don't see fucking Canelo wanting to fight, like, Tank or fucking Ryan. Like, no one's saying shit to them, but... And they're fucking just as cocky, if not cockier than Jake Paul.
That's true. Tank was like, I'll fuck anybody up.
Exactly, but you don't see Cormier trying to tell Tank on the sideline, like, fuck you, dog, I'll fucking slap the shit out of you.
But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's just different with professionals. Like that.
I think it's the professional pride. Like, professionals are like, I do this for a living, it's serious shit. And Jake Paul's like, I'm a YouTuber, I do this shit.
I'm not Olympic gold medal.
Yeah. I fuck motherfuckers up and I don't even do this for a living. Yeah. Well, he does now, but... He's a YouTube...
He's still a YouTuber till the end of the... He's still a Disney channel.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
They don't like that shit.
They're like, no, you're disrespecting the fucking sport. He's like, how? I'm making a shit ton of money for you guys because I put on a show.
It's like people that are like, oh, he's a Disney kid. But it's like... Selena Gomez was a teenage kid out of Disney and she makes millions now making music. It's
but she's not over there saying she's better than Beyonce.
But she could. She's like, hey.
She could, but she doesn't. That's where it's different. Jake Paul's like, I'm better than...
But it's always that...
I'll fight Conor McGregor. No, what did he say to the fucking Fury... that Fury brother? Tyson's little brother? He's like, I'm going to fucking... He had his hair to the side. He's like, I'm going to fight you and then I'm going to hit you. And he started laughing.
Bro, that'd be a cool fight. If Tyson Fury fought like Deontay Wilder and then Tyson Fury's little brother fought
Jake Paul.
On the same card, to be sick.
That'd be too sick. I don't know. You guys tell us who you think he should fight.
I'm going to fight somebody. Fuck you. Who wants to fight me in the ring?
We'll go brothers against brothers. All right. All right, guys. Like the video. Subscribe. Like I said, keep an eye out of our shit here in the next couple weeks. We're going to be dropping bombers. And again, if there's anybody out there that's practicing their editing skills or would like to edit for us, just let us know. We'll talk, whatever. But till then, Beard Bros out, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, remember, Circle One.
Dreamstime.com